Welcome to the Beasts of the NFC East podcast. I am your host, Sean Michael Gnitzcavich, with my co-host, Jeremy Goode. Football season's 1 week closer. We're super stoked. You're probably super stoked if you're watching a bunch of nobodies talk about football on YouTube. Also, fantasy football. It's coming. So what are we going to do? We're going to do an All-NFC East fantasy football team. And in that, we'll also talk about what sleepers might be hanging around the depths of the NFC East rosters. Jeremy Goode, what is good?
A lot of talent. Just even though there are some teams that aren't as good in the division, no names, of course, but a lot of talent on both sides of the ball for every team for fantasy purposes. Obviously, I guess if Terry gets traded, changes a little bit. And Brian Robinson too, but it's just a lot of talent in this division to keep teams competitive and well representative compared to other divisions. So I like it. Yeah.
I like it too. And also, I think some teams and some players might be overrated. Also, there's that whole there's some people, and I remember when I was young in fantasy, I'd be like, oh, this guy is ranked so low, but look how many points he scored last year. And you're not looking at how situations change and how there's regression, or maybe they scored more touchdowns than they're supposed to. There's all these wins above average and all this bogus nonsense math that people do about a kid's game, but a kid's game that we love so much that we're talking about it. There is some big preseason, off-season training camp news still. Giants ex-quarterback superstar Daniel Jones was named to the starting job in Indianapolis. Indiana Jones. And I'll tell you what, Indiana fans, you might be looking for some silver lining, and that would be losing every single game and trying to get Arch Manning, because you have no hope for the play. Well, I don't know. Maybe you have a little bit of hope. I mean, Brian Dable did it with his first year with Daniel Jones, but I would not be excited if I were you, which I don't think you are. Jeremy, how do you feel about
always
Jones news?
Always believed in you, Daniel. Congratulations, well earned. Just nice. He's going to a real team and going to have a real opportunity to compete and dominate. So I'm excited. Obviously, Daniel Jones is not a good quarterback. We've seen for several years now. Not great for the Colts, but in a way, like you said, it looks like Anthony Richardson isn't the guy. You might as well get another quarterback in the future. High draft pick. Daniel Jones will help out with that. The Colts are also just not that good of a team. So long year for them, for the fans, which stinks. It's always kind of a trade-off, but I think it's smart for them to sort of, I guess, rip the Band-Aid off and just commit to a guy like Jones so you can get that quarterback hopefully for the future. You got to make sure you find that quarterback, do your research, or get the talent. But I think that it's smart. You're giving up on this season more or less. Maybe not, we'll see. But I think it's smart ultimately, yeah, for the Colts.
Yeah, it's I'll tell you what. It's as somebody who's been in the Daniel Jones era for let's see, since 2019, 6 years of hell, and now having an exciting rookie, and not just an exciting rookie behind some bottom barrel shouldn't be starting, filler quarterback. Russell Wilson is still, I would say, a top 32 quarterback in this league, and gives you top 10 upside if he's playing at his top. That's a reach, but he has the ability to hit that ceiling. He's probably a 15, 16 right now on average. But I feel a lot better going to the season having a competent quarterback who's had experience, won a Super Bowl, whatever, even if he's on the tail end of his career, and a promising rookie. But yeah, it's sucks for Colts fans. But actual NFC East news, I'll go over the Giants. There's some big things. Our preseason 2 game happened. This will probably be out the day of our third preseason game. But Jackson Dart continues to impress. Looking good. Didn't have the big wow touchdown play, but still was just efficient on the ground, in the air, making good decisions, the way he operates in the pocket. Russell Wilson had a sick moon ball to Bo Collins for almost a touchdown, except he wasn't fast enough. But it looks like Bo Collins is maybe the UDFA that might be making his way onto the roster. The Giants seem to be liking him, putting him in the position, which I like because he's a big receiver. I always want to like build up the Giants. Like we don't really have that big tall receiver since we got rid of like Isaiah Hodgins. So like a 6'5", 220 receiver in Bo Collins. It's
Mhm.
kind of exciting. And obviously didn't really produce at Notre Dame because Notre Dame had a Daniel Jones-esque quarterback in Riley Leonard who wasn't really getting the ball out like that. The other big news, the biggest news, that Andrew Thomas has been activated off PUP, is in. It also is back at practice. Looks like he's going to be ready for week 1. That's the plan. Malik Neighbors also back and practicing. That looks awesome. And the big one, which I feel like has been up and down, everybody's thinking, oh, Cam Scatterboo doesn't look like he's going to be ready for week 1. Cam Scatterboo is back, who's been dealing with a hamstring thing. He's back at practice. Hopefully, we'll see him in the preseason game 3. I think that he needs that actual game play, before he just hops in week 1. But that means that he might be a factor. So all these fantasy people are like, oh, shade Cam Scatterboo, Tyrone Tracy, because Cam Scatterboo is not to even play for week 1. Well, that's changed again. It seems like everybody likes to just jump to conclusions. Those are the Giants news. Jeremy, you want to talk about your Eagles? What's going on in Eagles
As,
land?
as we know, the Eagles are defending their championship this season. They won the Super Bowl last year, and then the grind continues into week 2 of preseason. They played terribly. Don't really care. I think that preseason games are overhyped in a number of ways. I think that we invest too much time and effort into games that teams are not game planning for, they're not scheming for on the other team, and you're just throwing out second, mostly third teamers, sometimes four teamers, depending on how
For
deep you are
injury.
in the position with your 90 players.
Yeah.
There's just not a lot of talent in terms of the preseason games. Eagles, there's no sugarcoating it. They were terrible against the Browns. They didn't move the ball at all. I think they threw for 66 yards of offense, or maybe they had 66 total yards. No, maybe a little more. But they didn't throw the ball that well. DTR, Dorian Thompson Robinson, doesn't look that good, even though in practices he has been. I think the Eagles are going to roll with Kyle McCord as the third quarterback, which makes sense. He hasn't been amazing in the preseason games, but I think there's some talent there. You also have 4 years to develop him at such a cheap contract, so I think that makes sense too. Philly guy as well, which is nice. Um, just a lot of running backs who got a lot of touches this week who aren't going to make the team, unfortunately, because they don't have the space. It looks like the Eagles will have three running backs: Saquon Barkley, AJ Dillon, and Will Shipley. I doubt they'll carry a fourth. There are guys like Shadarick Powell, who is a nice 5'9" back, who didn't get much going against the Browns. Montrell Johnson from Florida, bigger back, didn't get many touches. And Keelan Robinson from Alabama, who was with the Jaguars last year, who didn't do much last week either. So defensive players, I thought there were some that played well. Jahad Campbell had a sack. I think he's looking freakish and will start, and it's awesome to see that. He's just around the ball. He's kind of like a mini Zach Bond. Hopefully, he'll be as productive. Aziz Ojolari, ex-Giant, had a sack too against the Browns. Nice to see. He hasn't been amazing in camp, but he's been okay. It's not like he's been bad. He just hasn't been like great.
Sounds like Aziz
Um,
Ojolari. Yeah.
yeah, essentially. The problem is he's a third edge, I think, on this team when you probably would like him at four. But
Yeah.
we'll see. I think they're battled some injuries, resting guys throughout the last week. So just trying to get through August with this Eagles team and see. It looks like Makuba will be the second starting safety. He's been had a nice pick six against the Browns. Um, Baited Dylan Gabriel on the sideline, had a nice interception, uncontested kind of run back. He just had Dylan Gabriel to beat. We'll see. I think I think the Eagles, some of the third string offensive linemen who played against the Browns were just really bad. Some of those guys aren't going to make the team. It's just hard to judge essentially when you have like such little talent on the field. But yeah, not the best outcome from week 2, but we'll see if the final week, final push to get to 53 men, we'll get a grind in and see if the Eagles can figure out their cornerback 2 position, because Dory Jackson, I just don't have any faith in Keely Ringo's been bad, not bad, but not like he hasn't won the job. And they just traded for Jacorian Bennett, which I think he probably will win the job. 5'11", 200, I think. Um, yeah,
Yeah. What about Landon Dickerson? How's that looking with the
he'll be
injury?
healthy. They think
He'll be healthy.
they dodged the bullet. I guess it's still up in the air for week one, but I think everybody feels confident that he'll play. Very nervous, obviously, what Sean mentioned. It seemed like uh, Dickerson had a meniscus injury. Thought it could be a lot worse. He did surgery last week to clean that up. Obviously, that sounds favorable. Anytime you go into the knee and have to clean it up, I think it's serious enough. Obviously, it's not as serious as a tear, partial tear, but it's still knee surgery, so he should be back. That'll be good. Tyler Steen's played well on the other side of guard, so you don't have to move him around, which is nice.
Yeah.
And the Eagles also traded for John Mechie, which I love personally. I've always been a
Me
John
too.
Mechie guy.
Bama
Um,
guy.
I'm I went to Bama, so I loved him there. I always thought he's been extremely underutilized in the NFL, buried in the depth chart with the Texans. They kept on adding receivers when he was still on the team. I don't know if I don't think he'll be the savior for the team. I don't know how much he'll even play. I like the idea of getting a deeper wide receiver room. I think that's what he would be. I think, of course, you have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Jahan Dodson as your number three. And then hopefully Mechie could be your four, Johnny Wilson, five as a blocker. And maybe if you carry six, you keep a guy like Darius Cooper, training camp darling. So,
Or
Eagles.
Is Anais Smith? Is he looking good or no?
He's been okay. He's had a few touchdowns in the preseason games, which helps. He's had a few nice slants from the 10-yard in for the end zone. He has talent. He has punt return abilities, but again, he's just not like that special or good enough where you're like, he should make the team. Does he pass waivers if he doesn't make the team? Possibly.
I
So
can see
maybe
somebody grabbing him, especially if
yeah.
he has like kick return, and punt return.
He
Right?
was very talented in A&M early on, and then as the years went on, like, I don't know what happened. He just it just wasn't as good as he was
Electric.
before. But yeah, this team, I thought one of the things that stinks is they lost Britt Covey, their punt returner, to the Rams because they wanted to find somebody who could do kick returning and punt returning. That was supposed to be Avery Williams. He hasn't really been impressive, so I don't even know if he'll make the team. So yeah, maybe Anais Smith makes the team for punt returning, and they'll have to find a kick returner. But we will see. Busy weeks for this team.
Yeah. Cowboys news. Guess what? Uh, the running backs look mid, just like we were all expecting.
Yeah,
They in the preseason game, uh, nobody averaged more than 2 yards a carry, except for Malik Davis, who had 1 carry for 5 yards.
right.
But yeah, not looking good. Not looking good. It looks like it is Javante's job. Jaden Blue's been dealing with his injury, but he should be good week one. We're hoping. But yeah, it's looking questionable for the just like we were all assuming. Maybe they try to make a little trade for Brian Robinson Jr. Who knows? But the other Cowboy news before we move into the Commanders stuff, Tyler Booker in his first preseason game, he played all the way into the third quarter and looked good. Looked good
Yeah,
at right guard too. Moving over to right guard, keeping Tyler Smith at left guard. So that's good news, especially when you had like a kind of a busty-ish tackle and Tyler Guyton who's dealing with injury. It's kind of
hmm
nice to see Tyler Booker, your first round pick, who, I mean, you took him higher than maybe some draft pundits are going to say, but they said that about Tyler Smith too. And look at him. Like, if you get a top 10 guard in the first round, I mean, that's
yeah,
a hit, if you ask me. I mean, that's why
yeah.
you're drafted a guard in the first round. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Booker will be fine. I think he's going to be a good player. It comes down to the idea of, can you get a guard who is similar to him in a little bit of a later round and get like someone who's like very very special where they were picking, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think it's funny. Last year we were saying the same. We were saying the similar, same thing, different situation. We were saying Dallas hasn't addressed their running back room. they're going to be miserable. They were. They then addressed the running back room a few times with Williams and Sanders, and I guess Blue in the draft. But it's just like they're just trying to put band-aids on on a much bigger on like a big wound. You
A
need more
big
than that.
broken torn ACL.
Yeah, exactly.
I,
Yeah,
I
perfect.
mean, who
Yeah,
hurt you, Jerry? Was it Ezekiel Elliott when you gave him the big contract and he started sucking? Is that what hurt you?
maybe. I
You
mean,
can still you can
it's
still invest in a running back, you know.
it's a good point. Maybe that'll scare, but Dallas has never been scared of like going for the home run kind of positional player that might not be that valuable in terms of money long term. They've always been invested in like running backs and stuff like that. So it's just weird how they've kind of turned on that position and like half-assed. It's just odd. They've never been like they've always been the team who wants to be in the news for the Ezekiel Elliott's and whatnot. And like I don't know, it's quite odd how Dak's a notorious quarterback where when there is no run game, he is just not a fun quarterback to have on your team. That's a case for a lot of quarterbacks. It's not just it like he just needs like run support and a balanced offense because if it's just with his arm, you're in trouble. He's not going to be able to throw his way out of most situations.
He does have a great duo with Pickens and Lamb.
Hmm.
Is there anything else you want to talk about the Cowboys? Because there is some big Commanders news as well coming on here.
No, we can move on to the Commanders. I guess I feel like they're going to figure out Micah, which stinks.
I
But
think they are too. I mean, he has the best odds, and
I
it just
also thought
doesn't make any
it
sense.
odds wise and just the way the NFL and money's set up and player power or lack of it just you know he'll
Yeah,
find his way back on the team, I think. Unless he
that's
doesn't.
other. Yeah, and that's the other news too with the Commanders. I guess we'll just go right from the Micah to the McLaurin. Jaden Daniels was interviewed during the preseason game. He's expecting Terry to be back. I think everybody's expecting Terry to be back. So I'm going to figure this out. The Brian Robinson news, I think, is the more interesting
Yeah.
because there was a graphic when I was watching the Bengals Commanders preseason week 2 or whatever, and they have no running back on their roster past this season, aside for their 7th-round rookie, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, who I guess is maybe going by Bill. It's somebody I heard somebody say that. I don't know,
Mm.
but Ja'Cory is a cooler name, so I'm going to keep it with that. Plus, I just drafted him an underdog in like the 12th round, and his name was Ja'Cory in that. Who I like, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, and he looked really good. He had a sick, explosive breakaway touchdown run in the preseason game against. I'm pretty sure it was still the Bengals starting defense, which is probably a second-team defense for most on the
Yeah.
team. But I think they might be leaning them. I know Chris Rodriguez Jr. has been getting a lot of run. Austin Eckler is still on the roster. I wouldn't be surprised if they do part ways with Brian Robinson Jr. Because I just don't see like I don't know what this holdout for a contract. Like what is he planning on getting? He hasn't been like a $10 million a year back. If anything, I feel like he's more in like that Devin Singletary range, who I think is getting like 6 or $8 million a year. You
Hmm.
know, he's more in that like serviceable, not really a star, could be more of like in a running back rotation by committee, which is kind of what he's been in since he's been on the Commanders. First he was with Antonio Gibson, then he was with Austin Eckler. Chris Rodriguez has always kind of been in that mix.
Yeah.
I think you see what you get. Like I could see Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt becoming one of the more featured backs in this, and maybe they start with more a heavy dose of Chris Rodriguez Jr. But I think that there's more explosion. Merritt's going to be on the team longer. Super cheap as like a 7th-round pick, so we'll see. And there was a lot of draft people who were high on him just because he only played one college game last year with the whole
Yeah.
eligibility thing. Like, fell in the draft. What do you think about that?
Yeah, we'll see. I think you're right. We will see on this issue. Um, I think the problem with Brian Robinson Jr. is that he's a talented player, but I don't think he should be your lead back. And I think Washington has been playing him as their lead back for a few years. Obviously, they've had a committee like system, but he's still, I think, received most of the touches, even in that lead system. I think he's a good player. I think I get why he'd want to be paid because he is the lead back and whatnot. I just don't think the production and the overall skill is where Washington wants to put money, especially because they have so much money going to other players and older players, and they kind of put themselves in this situation. I think that it's going to be weird because I think they're worse without Brian Robinson Jr., but maybe if they can get a little more creative and bring someone else in, it might not be as bad. Um, so yeah, it's not. I don't think it kills them, but he's been a part of their identity for a few years for the better, I think. And yeah, it's just weird because he clearly plays a role there, but it's the ceiling is limited, but
Yeah.
the floor is still decent, I guess. Decent enough.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean I've been using talking about fantasy and sorry,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean Brad Robinson Jr. has been like one of my little like late round
yeah,
picks every single year because he gets a lot of that production, especially in the goal line. He's more of a power back in that system, and we'll see. I do think he's a bigger, more powerful back, even though he's not like a Derrick Henry, but we'll see how that goes. Trey Amos also, I guess, was dealing with like a small little hamstring thing, but
mhm,
they said so he didn't play in the preseason game. But they said if it was a real game situation that he played, he's actually been looking really good for the Commanders, which is good news.
yeah.
Getting more production. I mean, they've invested a lot in the secondary in the draft. Obviously, missed on Emmanuel Forbes. He's off the team, but Quan Martin's been good. Mikey Sandersville's been good, and now Trey Amos. So I mean that. And then if they can get like anything decent out of Marshawn Lattimore, like they got a pretty exciting secondary.
Yeah, we'll see. I think they have some good names, some youth. Um, it will. I think for them in their secondary, we'll just have to see them put together good performances over and over again because their secondary has just been so bad the last 2 years, track record wise. So yeah, I think on paper, good idea, good identity for now, but I gotta see it first with their secondary play consistently over the season, and honestly, probably for another season after that as well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's growth there. Um, Anything else with our preseason news uh, up to date before we get into our awards at the NFC East predictions?
No, I feel like I missed. No, I think we got it down.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much all the big hitters.
Yeah,
Um, I guess Evan Neal's been looking. I don't know. Some people say he looks good at guard during the preseason games. Other people say he looks like crap. I watched him. I don't know. Maybe he's just relying on the fact that now he's at guard, so he has help. But
is
that's
he
not been a big
he
of his.
is the goal to start?
I don't know. I think it's going to be uh, Greg Van Roten. We have so many three named freaking O linemen: John Michael Smith, Greg Van Roten. Like, no, I think it's gonna be Greg Van Roten. I think that's the plan. I think we're hoping that maybe there's some big, exciting Evan Neal to Mekhi Becton like tackle to guard,
Yeah,
Fields first round tackle that becomes a good guard in his last year before a contract year. We'll see. I mean, I'm rooting for him. Like,
yeah,
obviously, Greg Van Roten's 35, 36. Like, he was supposed to be a stopgap last year, anyways, but he played well enough. I think he
yeah.
has a higher floor, but obviously Evan Neal has a higher ceiling. That's why he was the seventh overall pick. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it all goes out. And then, other big O line Giants news. They finally put Josh Azudu, who we drafted in the third round, same year as
Yes.
Neal, finally brought him back to guard instead of throwing him at tackle where he wasn't drafted to play tackle. And he looked pretty good. He's looked really good at guard, actually, in these preseason games. Like, no stunts, not like creative defenses, but good for him. Good for Josh Asudu. He seems like a good dude. He's a good
I'm rooting for him to play and play
yeah,
against the Eagles too.
yeah. Well, I hope not, but we'll see. Maybe he becomes that type of player. We're going to get into some awards. So the awards that we are going into, we've been doing this for now the third year. We're going to do the coach of the year, predicting the coach of the year. This is all out of the NFC East, obviously. I'm the
Yes.
residential Giants fan, so if you see bias, screw you. It's our podcast. We can be biased. And Jeremy's obviously the residential Eagles fan. We got offensive rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year, offensive player of the year, defensive player of the year, comeback player of the year, and player most likely to disappoint.
Yes.
All right. Coach of the year, Jeremy. You want to go first? You want me to?
You go first.
Oh man. Well, the team most likely to win a Super Bowl, which most successful, probably the Eagles. I'm not an idiot, but they like to always give it to like the crafty underdog team who
Right.
wins. That could be Brian Schottenheimer. The thing is, I don't think they're going to win that much. That could be Dan Quinn, but Dan Quinn, did he win Coach of the Year last year? Yeah,
I
right.
think so. If he didn't, he got plenty of recognition. And I have the same thought process as you, Sean. But continue, absolutely.
Yeah, but the thing is now they overachieved last year, so the chance that they
Right.
reach that again, they're not going to get the hype. I'm doing Brian Dable. I know he already won Coach of the Year his first year as a Giants head coach, but the Giants are predicted to go be so bad. But I don't
Yes.
know. What I've been seeing, it's looking pretty good, pretty good. And yeah, it's preseason, whatever. This could be the Lions back in the day with John Nitka going 4-0 in preseason and losing every game but one. You know, this could be that. That could be that. But
Yeah.
I'm hoping not. So obviously, I'm going to be doing Brian Dable for mine because he's done it before. He's won it before. He's got it in him. He can do it again. He can turn this thing around. If he turns this team that nobody's expecting to be good, except for people like me who are trying to buy into the hype,
Sure.
I think he's got a good case. Jeremy, who you got?
It's tough, and like you alluded to, Sean, I have similar kind of thoughts because Coach of the Year sort of is designed for the coach that does the best job, and what we kind of look like, what that looks like for coach that does the best job, least expectations, and then best results based off of those least expectations. So it doesn't give me many options because I think Schottenheimer, I think the Cowboys are going to be bad, and I don't think Schottenheimer is a good coach either.
Mm-mm.
I think Dan Quinn sort of got that coach of the year last year recognition, so it wouldn't be the same this year.
Yeah.
I don't think the Giants are going to be good, so I don't think you could give it to Dable. But if he does go above expectations and wins, I don't know, 6 games, maybe
Oh, no, it was,
it depends on how you how you worth the
how
the
you value
title, the
it.
award exactly. I think I'm still gonna go Sirianni because he's never really won. Like he's been given credit before, um, certainly for good years, but I don't think he's ever won Coach of the Year. And I think that this team just does well enough where it makes sense. So I could see Dable depending on expectations and whatnot, but I think I'll go Sirianni for this one.
By the way, it was Kevin O'Connell who won it last year. Which I
Okay.
feel like Kevin O'Connell, has he won more than once? No, I think he was in the running when Brian Dable
Yeah.
won. I think that's what it
Right.
was.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, Dan Quinn still hasn't gotten his flowers, and like that's
Yeah.
cool. He did a
But
great job with that roster.
I think Dan Quinn got a lot of credit. He might not have gotten the award, but I think that, it just goes to one coach, and I think it equally could have last year gone to Dan Quinn, the way they do it in terms of expectations and results ultimately.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna work our way into like the bigger ones. We're gonna go offensive rookie of the year. Maybe we can
Yes,
just do a little snake. We'll get ready for our fantasy draft. So snake draft
sure.
here, Jeremy. Who you got?
Offensive rookie of
Offensive
the
rookie
year.
of the year.
I don't know how you would pick someone like Tyler Booker. That would be my pick. But
No, I mean,
I think you have to go. I think you have to go for a non-lineman. You don't. You just don't have many options with the way that these teams drafted. So I will go. I don't love it because I don't know the role, and I think I'll go. I'll still go Cam Scatterboo. I think.
that's
I
another
think.
good.
I think he's going to get enough action and produce enough, and there's just not much competition. And I think he does more than Jaden Blue, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if I do think that Tyler Booker will probably be the best offensive. Well,
Right.
I think so. I think so because Josh Connerly has like a higher task too, playing right
Yeah.
tackle. You know, because if you're just looking at like the highest drafted of the offensive players, I mean that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But Tyler Booker, like I said, looked good. I think
Mhm.
he could be the guy. Jackson Dart, just because they love to give it to the quarterbacks no matter what. Like if he gets significant playing time and he plays serviceable, you know, like he could be on there too. But I like Scadaboo. I think that he's going to have probably the biggest offensive impact outside of the linemen. I mean, because I'm trying to think like Eagles. What did you guys do offensively in the draft? So Jeremy, you're going Cam Scadaboo.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be like right now. I know on the depth chart they have Devin Singletary above him. I just don't find Devin Singletary that exciting,
Yeah. I don't.
and he doesn't offer what Cam Scadaboo has to offer. Like as a receiver, Cam Scadaboo, like I know that he's built like a truck and he has that power back mentality and he runs into telephone poles, which is awesome. But he has great hands and he made so many good plays. Even if you just watch that Texas game alone, like he was the driving force of Arizona. Like he's the reason why Arizona made it to the college football playoff.
Yeah. I don't
Pretty
even
good.
I don't even personally care about where he falls in the depth chart. The thing that's where I'm hesitant about is just the different options that the Giants have that are kind of, I don't want to say like mid, but just guys that like you can get involved, like Singletary. You could see him getting touches. Tyron Tracy, you could say getting most of the touches. Where does that leave Cam? I'm not sure. I still think that I would lean towards him though in terms of offensive rookie of the year. They're just because there's not many options. I just don't know. I don't think the stats will be too too amazing, but I think he'll be productive enough where he could stand out as that offensive rookie of the year for the NFC East.
Yeah, I like that too. So I'm almost. I want to say Jackson Dart just because how the rookies go, but I'm also fingers crossed that the Giants are good enough that we don't see Jackson Dart unless it's in like late season and we clinch the playoff spot, which I know sounds crazy.
Yeah,
And maybe we'll look back of this and everything's awful and I sound like an idiot, but wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last. Um, Defensive rookie of the year is, I mean, I guess this is kind of boring for this year, but I mean, Abdul Carter is number one odds out of every
yes,
player in the NFL, not just the NFC East,
right.
and looking very good. I know that he got his ass kicked by the Jets tight end in the preseason game, and that went viral. And then his tweet about it went viral, but I kind of like the scrappiness of it. Him saying that it'll be probably the only Jets highlight that they'll have all season. I mean, I like that, Abdul. I like that. That's like
Pretty fun.
the Snoopy Bowl, yeah, MVP right there. But yeah, Abdul Carter. What are you gonna? I mean, yeah, I mean, there's Jahad Campbell's good too.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
there's a lot.
Trey Amos for the Commanders,
There's a
but
lot.
like there's big names.
Yeah, I think if you're a cornerback, you have to get interceptions to win this kind of award, and get the notoriety. There are a lot of good options for sure. I think Jahad Campbell could do it. The only issue I see is he has so much competition on the defensive side for the Eagles of guys who can make plays that even if he plays really well, he still might get overshadowed. I think with Carter, the third pick, and just the role he's going to play on the edge, I think you just have to go there. That trumps all with the competition.
Yeah, I don't think there's too much to. Also, I know I asked you this before, but is Jihad still moving like on off ball and on ball
Yes,
linebacker? Like, they're putting him on an edge,
they're
to
doing
move
a
him
little
around.
of everything, but he's mostly been in the middle of the field, which I like. I think that right now he's just a natural at pass rush. He needs to get better. He needs to learn the position more. I like that he's just all around the ball, everywhere in the middle of the field as that linebacker, and I think he can make plays there too. So hopefully he'll develop more as a true defensive end, but the flexibility right now that he still has, and just the presence as a true linebacker, uh, right now I'm fine with.
Cool. All right, so we're doing an Abdul Carter across the board. Offensive Player of the Year.
Mm,
There's a lot of big playmakers that we'll
yes.
see in this fantasy draft that we'll be doing right after this. So I think I went first, last one. So I guess it's your turn again.
Okay.
Who do you want
Um,
to start?
I think Saquon could do it again, but I'm gonna go with Jalen Hurts. I think he's going to bounce back from last year, which was a decent year, not great. I don't think special. And I think he's going to return to a similar form as he did in his Super Bowl year, the first Super Bowl he went to in 2023. Um, and I think that he returns more to that player, maybe not as good, but similar in production and gameplay. So I'll go offensive player of the year in the NFC East, Jalen Hurts.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. And I feel like he still dealt with a little bit of injury last year too, correct? Like
He's always
he
missed a
was
few games every year. He's always he gets beat with the way he plays. He'll get beat up a little bit, and in that way too. Yeah.
Yeah, I know because I drafted him in fantasy, and that's what I get for drafting like an NFC East rival
Yeah.
in fantasy. He cost me in the playoffs because he got knocked out,
Unreal.
and that was the concussion. Yeah, I'm gonna go, and this isn't just because I'm a homer. I just see how Malik Neighbors has just been the entire focal point of the New York Giants offense,
Mm-hmm.
and the best quarterback, obviously better than Daniel Jones. Russell Wilson has just been getting the ball to him. It's either check down or Malik Neighbors. He is like quadruple the amount of targets as anybody else on this offense. Obviously this is off season, but like that's how I'm seeing it. I think Malik Neighbors has a case to be the best wide receiver in the league this year. I mean, he's got the skill for it. If only the offense and the supporting cast can help him get there. So. Yeah, I'm going Malik. And then defensive player. Oh, dude, I feel like this is – I'm not going to lie. I like talking about this, but I feel like this is just so homer. I have to give the flowers, too, because I think CeeDee Lamb, too. CeeDee Lamb, now that he has a little bit more attention, he's the one. Because he's had help with Amari Cooper.
Yep.
But he was kind of like the 1B. Now he's the one, the clear one. George Pickens, yes, he's good. I guess some people could see him as a 1B. And he's in a contract year, so he's going to be fighting for targets. But I think that CeeDee Lamb, too, has an ability. And also, I know that you were talking about how Dak needs that run game, but Dak, I feel like, has it in him. And then obviously Jaden Daniels, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Like, Jaden Daniels could easily win Offensive Player of the Year. I mean, if he continues to progress, I know that we've seen rookie quarterbacks regress in year two with CJ Stroud and even like Kyler Murray's. Like there's a lot, even there's a lot of players that like do good their rookie year and you just think, okay, it's only up from here, and then it's just regression. I don't think that's the case with Jaden Daniels at all, but I do. I want to give the flower. I'm gonna stick with Malik though. I think Malik has the ability to be top of the top. Yeah,
interesting.
I mean, AJ Brown is great. Yeah,
over Saquon.
Saquon disgusts me. Okay, he still disgusts me. His head sitting over there in the corner after I tore it off when I found out he signed up. And you know what? I'm only like a Nintendo Switch guy because I'm a dork, and they finally have Madden on it, so yes. I got it. And I was looking forward to having the physical copy, and I was like, it's Saquon. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna download it. I don't want to have that. I don't want to have anything Eagles physical in my house.
He's still on the digital copy when the screen comes up.
He is.
Yes.
He is, yeah. Yeah, he is.
I see.
I wish I could change that. That'd be nice. But, yeah, he didn't even actually do the backwards jump for the cover. They recreated that.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, he was on wires. Yeah, don't want to talk about that. Okay, Defensive Player of the Year.
Yes.
I already know who you're going for, right? I mean, I'm assuming I know.
You probably could guess, but I think it's your turn to go first.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think he was on track to be Defensive Player of the Year last year before he got hurt, and now he just has a multiplier in production with Abdul Carter there. I'm going Sexy Dexy. He's going to be dancing. He's going to be getting sacks. He had 9 sacks in like half a season last year, and now he has Burns, who also Burns is looking really good with the addition of Abdul. With that fantastic forefront with Kayvon, Abdul, Burns, Sexy Dex, man, he's going to be it. He's going to be it. I mean, I'm not going to lie. We don't have a great DT2, but with rotating, we don't really have a great DT2 at all. And Darius Alexander, that's other news for the Giants, our rookie third-round pick.
Yes.
Has not been looking very good. Very non-existent. Just not been making any plays. But I have to go Dexter Lawrence because I think he's got it.
Yeah.
I think this is the year, man. I think this is the year where it's not like, oh, top defensive tackle in the league, but there's the guy who you're talking about, who I'm assuming you're going to be talking about,
Yes.
is probably the next best up here. So, I mean, Micah Parsons too. Micah Parsons. I feel like we've been saying Micah Parsons
Yeah.
every year, but he's not really practicing right now, holding out, looking for a new contract. He's going to be raw coming into the year.
Team might be
I don't know.
bad. Although Giants are
He might
probably
be.
going to be bad too. Anyway,
Maybe.
we're looking at
There you
defensive
go.
player of the year in this division. So many options. Yes, you do have Dexter Lawrence, you do have Micah Parsons, but that team in Midnight Green just has so many candidates. Do you go Quinyon Mitchell? Sure, you could. Do you go Zach Bond? Absolutely, you could.
Good.
So
Yeah.
many great options, but it comes down
You know,
to
Frankie Louvu from the Commanders.
let's pump the brakes there. Um, he did play well. Um, but this comes down it comes down to this, Sean. It comes
Yeah.
down to the man who blew up the Rams offensive line in the NFC divisional round when he needed
Mhm.
to. It comes down to the guy who statistically might not have the numbers, but wreckage wise and getting to the quarterback and stuffing the middle of the defensive line, boy, he does it at such a high level. Jalen Carter, just an absolute freak, unreal talent, so special, such a good player. Decent stats, but it really turns out in the film when you're looking at it and how he disrupts plays every single time, especially when you need him to. So I will be going with Jalen Carter.
Good for you.
Thanks.
Good for you. Let's move it along here because I feel
Yes,
like we only have Giants and Eagles players for this whole thing. So comeback player of the year. Who you got, dude? Who you got?
that's a oh geez, this is the one where I'd have to think more on. Jahan
I have. Yeah, do you have it?
John Dotson could be a great one, obviously. I'll go. Oof.
I got
I'll
some
mix
people
it
ones.
up. I do want to pick Jahan Dotson. I'll go. I don't know if this counts, but I guess I'll go maybe George Pickens, new team kind of thing.
Yeah,
Not, you know. So, well, yeah, we'll do that. But I really want Dotson, but I'll mix it up.
yeah. I'm gonna go Deron Bland just because he got injured,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like that. I
Yeah.
feel like that's usually like somebody gets injured, comes back. Deron
Yeah.
Bland was kind of like on the up and up. All
True.
those pick sixes.
Would be a true comeback for sure. That's a tough position to recover from after injury, cornerback, just for so many reasons, losing
Yeah.
speed, etc. Blah blah blah. But yeah, that's not a bad one.
All right, cool. So we'll do that. Two Cowboys. Look at that. I hope you're happy. And then most likely to disappoint. I wonder if we'll get two more Cowboys. Who you got in this one, Jeremy?
It
Actually, it's mine, right?
yeah,
You want me to
yeah.
go
You go
first?
first, especially because I need to think a little bit about this.
Oh man. You want to know what? Oh, you want to know who I actually wanted to do too is Debo Samuel for comeback player of the year. I just want to say that because
Okay.
he looked good in that little preseason action, but
Yeah.
like I think he's getting too much hate. It was like overhype,
Yeah.
disappointment. I think Debo Samuel's going to be good. Most likely to disappoint. Oh man. And I say that we should do this not based on injury, just based on
Yes.
play without
Absolutely.
injury
I agree.
included. I mean, there's a lot of people on the Giants that I think could really piss me off this year, but I want to pick somebody on a different team, even though this is like the one negative one.
Right.
Oh man, I'm gonna do Laramie Tunzel.
Oh,
Laramie
interesting.
Tunzel of the Commanders, just
I
because
kind of like
I
that.
have a Texans friend. When he got traded, I was like, dude, are you like, how do you feel? He's like, honestly, I think he was overrated. Oh, you got all these offsides penalties. You got all these penalties. He's not a good leader. All this stuff, and he is an older tackle. Tackles play longer,
Yeah.
older. Which, by the way, I think the the Commanders signed swing tackle George Fant too. That's other news.
Mm,
Maybe that's because they're preparing for Laramie Tunsil to suck.
mm.
So this is probably to piss off the 5 Washington Commanders fans in existence, but Laramie Tunsil is my pick. Jeremy, who are you thinking?
Like you said, Sean, so many ways you could go. It would be too easy to pick a running back from Dallas. It also feels like it's too easy to pick Dak. Um, pwah, pwah. In a way, I want to pick Jaden Daniels, not because I think he's bad, just because I think that everything kind of fell their way last year in terms of they didn't play many good teams slash quarterbacks, and they were barely winning those games. Again, they were winning them, but it was sort of everything was favorable in that way. I will go, interestingly enough, I will go Debo Samuel just because he's only really
After I just talked him up,
yeah,
dude.
interestingly enough, I said, quoted. Um,
Yeah.
I just think that he has had more years of disappointment than dominance, and he's older, and I think that the league has figured him out a bit. I know he's had some injuries, and that probably has derailed his career a little bit as well. I just think that there's so much invested in him financially, and he just hasn't produced recently like you would expect. So I'll go Debo Samuel, especially too if they do trade McLaurin, where then Debo's I guess is the number one. I don't like that situation for Washington.
Yeah, that would be so silly if they
Yeah.
did that. If they like traded for Debo to get rid of McLaurin.
Right,
No.
especially because you pay Debo the McLaurin money and McLaurin's just much better. Yeah, that would be crazy.
Um yeah, man, that must really piss off Commanders fans. So they're two big acquisitions
Yep.
to make to put them over the hump from the NFC Championship to the Super Bowl are most likely to disappoint. Which honestly, if they do disappoint, like those could be two big reasons why, or because like they just didn't invest in edge rusher at all, like they were supposed
Yeah.
to.
Yeah,
But
there's a number.
that could also be a big one too. All right, so we're just going to hop right into this fantasy draft. Here's the rules here. It's a best ball. Best ball, okay? We're not setting our lineups every week. We're going to just pick only players in the NFC East. We're going to do 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 flex, 1 tight end. We're not doing defense. We're not doing kicker because that's lame. Nobody really cares about that anyways. The way I want to do this, Jeremy, and I didn't mention it, but I think we talked about it last year,
Yes.
is if we do, we're just going to pick a team for quarterbacks. That way, if they get hurt, it's not like we have to get,
Interesting.
we have to get rushed. Because like,
Right.
I think that just makes more sense.
Yes.
That's what we did last year. Anyways, we just replaced it because we weren't drafting like Cooper Rush and Tommy DeVito and
Right.
stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So Jeremy, since I went first there, I will give you the number 1 pick here. Where are you going, Jeremy?
Oh, it's so nice. Yeah, I'll take Saquon Barkley.
I knew it. That's what you did last year, and honestly, I wanted you to do that. We are doing. I just typed in Debo Samuel for some reason.
I'll take him too.
There's a lot of exciting players for us, dude.
Yes. Yes. It's interesting because we're sort of drafting the same players mostly this year, but the few changes definitely make it different, more interesting.
So I'm gonna go Malik Neighbors 1,
Yeah.
and CD Lamb 2,
Oh.
which I think I did with my first 2 picks last year too.
Oof. Okay. I'll take.
You get a snake, so you get 2 in a row.
That's true. Oh darn.
Clock's ticking, Jeremy.
I will take AJ Brown.
Yep.
And I will take
Devonta Smith.
Terry McLaurin.
That makes more sense. Oh man. Just because of how weak the running backs are.
Yes.
Like, who are the Cowboys running backs? Who are the Commanders? Who are the Giants running backs? You know what? I'm just going to do Tyrone Tracy Jr. for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to do George Pickens.
Oh, true, true.
One of the Georgie picks.
Do we take 2 quarterbacks?
Yeah. You can't be hogging the quarterback, so you do only get 2 quarterbacks. We can take them now if you want.
All right, I'll take Jalen and Jaden.
Yeah. All right. Well, at least that helps me. Now I can just wait till
That
the
is
end of my
true.
picks
That is
for
true.
mine. But you did corner the market.
I thought that's what you were
That's
going to do, and I was scared.
yeah, that's fair. Hey, you got. I mean, that's not bad. All right, here. I'm gonna go Debo, Samuel, and oh man. I mean, I like my wide receivers.
They are good.
I mean, I could take all your wide receivers here, but I don't want to do that too. I'm gonna go Debo, Samuel. I'm gonna do Cam Scattaboo.
Okay.
That way, I at least have one of the starting Giants running backs.
I will go. Zach Ertz.
Strong pick.
Ay, ay, ay. And I will go. I will go. I don't even know who's going to be running the ball for Washington. Jesus.
That's what I'm saying.
Um,
Ryan Robinson might not be there. It's a tough time to do the fantasy draft. Maybe we should have waited for the contract.
I'll go. I'll go Will Shipley.
Will Shipley? Okay, just so you have the handcuff.
A little bit of protection there. Yep.
That's fair. Zach Ertz and Will Shipley. I'm going to go Theo Johnson because I honestly think he's going to be really good. Yeah. And I think he might be the best tight end in the division this year. Mm-hmm. He's going to take that growth. He's been getting targeted a lot. Yeah. Wait, did you do? Oh, man. I don't want to do this to you.
Do it. I don't care. We'll figure it out.
You didn't pick Devonta Smith, dude.
Oh, Jesus. I thought he was already gone.
No. I mean, that's like, I kind of feel bad, dude.
Yeah, don't do it then.
I'll tell you what, dude. I'll trade my Devonta pick for Jaden Daniels.
No, I like keeping those quarterbacks.
Okay, fine. I'm doing Theo Johnson, Devonta Smith, dude. Okay. I'm sorry, dude. I didn't want to do it.
I thought he was gone. That's brutal. Who are my receivers?
A.J. Brown, Terry McLaurin.
Ugh.
I know.
I mean, elite, but ugh.
Yeah.
I'm
trying to think, because I have all of the other good ones.
Yeah, I know. Sheesh. All right.
Hey, Slayton's looking good on the Giants right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna ignore that. I will take Jahan Dotson.
Dude, is he looking that good in camp? Because I feel like you've been talking highly of him.
He's been okay. He's looked more comfortable than last year, and more involved. So hopefully he can be productive enough and regular enough in the offense.
Yeah, you have one more pick because you got the little.
Oh, true. I'll take. I'll take Dallas Goedert.
All right, that's fair. I just feel like he's like been so disappointing.
Yeah,
it's just because it's not because he's not talented. It's just because he's just so surrounded by so many options.
He's nice to have to keep a defense.
Like the fourth option.
Yeah, he's nice for that case. you'd like the ball to go to him a little more, but when you have that all the talent, he helps without the recognition of the production, just with the presence. So yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I just feel bad because like I'm just gonna take my at least one of mine. So I'll take the Giants quarterbacks, which
Oh
is Russell Wilson to start. Which I'm gonna end up with the Cowboys quarterback, I guess. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just do the Cowboys too. I'll just do Dak. Just because I kind of screwed you. You cornered the market. But like right now, I'm like, you're kind of now it's the backups. I feel like you're going for.
yes,
So your two picks.
my two.
Yeah.
I'll take Devin Singletary,
Okay.
and I'll take. Ugh,
So none of the Commanders or the Cowboys running backs have been taken.
I'll take Darius Slayton too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's how we're going, huh? All right. I'm gonna do Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt because I feel like he's gonna be good.
Good risk, I guess. No,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean all my
Good
running backs right
value.
now
Yeah.
are not good. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. And I'm gonna go Jaden Blue because I think he has higher upside, and I hope
Interesting.
that I feel like because the Cowboys would be passing more often than running anyways, why wouldn't they just have like their speed
Yes.
running option at running back, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll take Javonte Williams, and I can't wait for him to miss the 53-man team. And I'll take. I guess I'll take Miles Sanders. I'll kind of double dip there.
Yeah, dude. Two Penn State 26 greats, dude. Yeah, that's probably fair to do.
I wanted to go elsewhere, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right, I'm gonna go Jake Ferguson,
Yeah,
who I know had like kind of like a bad year last year,
I
but
wanted to take him, but then I didn't feel like it would be fair if I rostered 3 tight ends. So true.
that's fair. Well, I feel bad because I freaking took Devonta Smith. If you want to make a trade for Devonta Smith, you just let me know, dude.
I'll give you I'll give you Miles Sanders.
No, Jake Ferguson, and I'm just gonna do Luke Shoemaker too because who knows? He was a
Yes.
second round a few years ago.
Yes.
Maybe I feel like one of those two needs to hit, right?
Sure.
All right, we're getting to the depths here. I feel
Oh
like we have
yes.
too many more picks.
I'll go.
I think we should maybe just do 17, and then if we need to drop somebody for somebody, we can
Yeah, that's fine.
at any point. Yeah.
I'll go.
So you have 3 more picks. You got 2 in a row right here.
Yes.
There are 4 more picks.
I'll go Austin Eckler.
That makes sense.
And
I feel like you should just take him because if he is on the team.
yeah, totally. And I will go. I kind of love it, but with what's I'll go Wandale Robinson.
Okay. That's fair. Everything that's happening in camp is like they're trying to target him. They've been targeting him down the field. Like he's just not. Russell Wilson isn't the quarterback for Wandale Robinson.
He's just like he's talented. He's just like 5'9", but he's still talented. Yeah.
With short arms. Short arms.
Oh,
Yeah, so
yeah.
you actually have 2 more picks. I have 3, so I'm gonna go into the depths of my. Let's see. I want to do Ja'Cory Brooks as the Commander's third receiver, but I don't think he is the third receiver.
Do it.
Who Who do we go here? You know what? Screw it. Jalen Hyatt. Because Brandon Brown just talked about how they're trying to get him involved with Russ and how Russ really likes him and
Yep.
might take him that next step. And then I'm going to go Kevontae Turpin because I think he might be playing running back for the Cowboys at times. So
Didn't surprise me.
All right. This is your last two to finish this up, and then we'll wrap her up.
Is Jalen Tolbert still available?
He is.
I'll take him, and I'll take AJ Dillon.
Oh yeah, that makes You got a chokehold on that.
Yeah.
Little running back room.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty solid. You got all of the Eagles and all of the Cowboys.
Mm.
You know, you didn't do Brian Robinson Jr., so I'm just going to take him.
Yeah, I wanted to. I just think he's going to be gone. But at this,
I think he is too.
At this, I was thinking a few rounds ago, and then I thought I just don't see him on that team. But good value for sure. If if, you know,
end of the draft.
Yeah.
And if he's gone, you know what? We'll do waivers because last year I think that nobody drafted Zach Ertz or something.
Right.
It was something like that.
He's not
going to do anything.
Yeah.
And now I'm about to draft him. I'm doing a slow underdog league. It's been taking 3 weeks, dude. I still have like 10 more picks, man.
I know.
Because some people just wait, dude. They just wait.
I know leagues that are like that.
All right, but I think that's a pod. You want to just do a little recap of these teams here?
Sure.
All right, Jeremy, your team is Saquon Barkley was the number 1 overall pick. A.J. Brown, Terry McLaurin, Jalen Hurts, and Jaden Daniels. A little monopolizing there. Zach Ertz, Will Shipley, Jahan Dotson, Dallas Goedert, Devin Singletary, Darius Slayton, Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, Austin Eckler, Wan'Dale Robinson, Jalen Tolbert, and A.J. Dillon. I don't think we missed anybody, right? No players that we should actually have. I don't
think so.
Unless Luke McCaffrey's going to come out of nowhere. We got Malik Neighbors, CeeDee Lamb. This is for my team. Malik Neighbors, CeeDee Lamb. I think that's great right there. Tyrone Tracy Jr., George Pickens, Deebo Samuel, Cam Scatterbo, Theo Johnson, Devonta Smith, Russell Wilson, Dak Prescott, Ja'Cory Crosskey-Merritt, maybe Bill Crosskey-Merritt. I don't know if he's changing his name. I don't know. I like Ja'Cory better. Jaden Blue, Jake Ferguson, Luke Schoenmaker, Jalen Hyatt, Kevontae Turpin, and rounding it up with a player who might not even be in the NFC East by the end of today, Brian Robinson Jr. But that's an episode, guys. Jeremy, always a pleasure.
Always
We're going to be talking about the best over and unders next, so that way you can be a degenerate and make a bunch of money this offseason, or lose it all and blame it on us.
If you listen to me, you'll lose it all probably.
Yeah, me too. I'm not a good gambler.
I can just tell you, it feels right when I make the picks, and then, you know.
Yeah, I was already counting the 6,000 I had for parlaying all the overs in the preseason games last week, and that did not hit.
That's a fun little game.
All right. Well, peace.